I want to let you in on a conversation that I had with the Lord during my devotional time. I was reading and mulling over the book of Job. Our favorite one, right? Sometimes the book of Job can be so depressing, but I was determined to ask the Lord to show me something new and something fresh from this book that I've read so many times. And this is what happened. I started seeing all of the many questions that Job had during his time of distress and trial. Just question after question after question. And I started thinking to myself, God, I've got a lot of questions. A lot of my friends and people that I know and love have a lot of questions, especially now during the time and the season that we're living in, all the craziness that's going on in the world. I said, what about all of these questions? And the Lord began to whisper to my heart, Sally, questions don't turn me off or disappoint or make me angry with you. And I thought, well, I don't know if I really thought it through that much, but I guess a lot of times when we're having questions, we're almost afraid that God's going to be offended by what we're asking him. And this is what he began to show me in some of the real things in my life and my situations that I go through. He began to show me how he cares more about the condition of my heart and the attitude with which I approach these questions and ask him these questions that he does about the question themselves. I guess when you know the answer to all the questions, you really aren't moved by any question. But God, as always, is most concerned about what's going on inside of our hearts. And if we approach the question with a righteous, self-indignant, even offended attitude, like, how dare you present me with this circumstance and not explain yourself, then I'm sure that's a big issue that God wants to take care of in your life. But I began to see in the book of Job how Job, although he refused to renege the fact that he hadn't done anything wrong, anything that he had ever done, his heart was always after God, and he proved it in his questions by showing the thing that hurt him the worst in the whole thing. And he went through some pretty awful things that would cause other people to walk away from the Lord. If all of my children at one time, my whole family was wiped out without explanation, I don't know where I would be. But God knows. And God knows your heart too. And he reminded me when I was talking to him about this, that whys are okay to ask. He reminded me that even Jesus asked why. Remember, on the cross, he said, why have you forsaken me? The whys are okay. The questions are okay. But the thing that Job wanted more than anything, more than even to know why, was he wanted back the presence of God in his life? Do you want the presence of God in your life so bad that nothing else matters? Ask yourself today. I challenge you, because I want to assure you that when you have the presence of God daily walking with you, no matter what your questions, no matter the craziness in the world and what's going on around you, you will have the ability to rise up, walk in his strength, favor, and victory, and slay this week.